taking a look at Nokia stock, we have these double downward trend resistance lines that I've talked about in the past, dating back since 2000, 2001. You can see as of recent, where it was 2014 to 2017 almost, it was kept it down for the first downward trend resistance line, and as of latest for the second downward trend resistance line, it was 2010, but broke through it because we had an upward trend support line right here. Awesome stuff, massive run up, breaking through the first resistance line, broke through the second one. Unfortunately, trying to keep up above it, could potentially bounce up to the upside off it, but I'm going to state why as to it's going to get pulled down. There's going to be ups and down days, so it's going to have up days as well, but for the most part, for the next couple of months, it will be getting pulled back down. Now, not necessarily a bad sign if you're a long-term investor for Nokia stock. It will potentially reverse up to the upside if the fundamentals hold true, but as long as it does not break through this first downward trend resistance line, it should be fine, again, if the fundamentals are good for the company. Quick disclaimer, like always, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a professional. Everything I do share with you is just my opinion, it is not advice, so please do your own due diligence and research before buying and selling. Again, everything I share with you is just my opinion, not advice. And also at the same time, I haven't done a deep dive for Nokia. This is only just looking at the graph's sake. So for example, the reason why I'm stating that it's going to be going to the downside is if you look at the graph right here for the 5-year chart, this is the MAC line. This indicates if it's a bearish or a bullish movement. Unfortunately, crossed over to the negative, indicating a bearish movement, so it's not optimistic, and potentially going to get pulled back down. Now, for the time being, I do see it reversing up to the upside a little bit, but ultimately for the next few months, because it's a 5-year chart takes time to move. It'll be for a couple of months, it'll be heading down. Again, as long as it doesn't break through this downward trend, this first downward trend resistance line, I think it should be fine if the fundamentals align. But that fundamentals portion is up to you. You have to find out if fundamentally the company is sound. Quick thing too, they had a technology conference with Citi, the bank, on September 13th, 2021. Highly encourage you to listen to it, so that way you know if the company is still sound fundamentally, because they'll share some information. But overall, for the downside, for the next few months overall, the question is how low will it go, and there will be updates as well. So how high will it go hypothetically for the short term? I'm going to go over all that. Hopefully you find the video helpful. Hopefully you like it. If you do, consider dropping a like. Thank you so much. It does help with the channel. In terms of the downside, hopefully it bounces off $5.40, $5.50 range. Unfortunately, I think it'll break through that as well, given how long it'll be, prolonged period in terms of the 5-year chart. So I think it's going to go down to these are based off horizontal support levels, by the way. So it's going to be roughly about $5.18, $5.19. And if it does break that, I'm hoping it bounces off this moving average right here, about $4.90 range, give or take, maybe $4.89, $4.87, but essentially for the high $4 price point range. Now, as to why the short term wise, it will be going to the upside a little bit. And by the way, another thing is too, this is the RSI chart. This indicates if it's overbought or oversold. In terms of the 5-year chart, this is a lot of data compressed into terms of short period of time, or not short period of time, but a lot of data for the long term. And it is coming from the overbought territory, so potentially coming down to the oversold, or being oversold, starting to be oversold, if that makes sense. Now, as to why short-term wise it's going to be going up, in my opinion, if you go to the one month chart, the MAC line is indicating it's crossed over to a positive, becoming a bullish movement, so optimistic overall. Plus, it was oversold in terms of short period, so it's trying to go to the overbought territory, so potentially going up more. The 3-month chart, same thing, but it's about to cross over to a positive. Right now, it is still in the negative, so it is still bearish, but once it crosses over, potentially more upside. Now, in my opinion, it's going to probably get knocked down at this almost, so it's going to get close to $6 price point, potentially hitting $6 price point, but ultimately getting knocked down at either the clean $6 price point or $6.01 or $5.98, $5.97, $5.98, somewhere around there. But essentially, again, 3-month chart, potentially crossing over. So crossing over, I think it's going to have a decent run up, but only getting knocked down at the $6 price point overall, or low $6 price point. RSI chart, again, coming from the oversold territory. 6-year chart, same thing. It's curving up, so potentially could cross over at one point, but coming from an oversold territory, again, going to go to the $6 price point. So it's showing here moving averages pretty much is going to cause issues to pass $5.97, low $6 price point overall. And then if you go to the 1-year chart, the 1-year chart indicating more downside overall and go to the oversold territory. So for the most part, it looks like there's going to be, for the long term, downside, for the short term, upside, if that makes sense. Again, this is all just my opinion, not advice. The main thing you want to focus on if you're looking for Nokia for the long term is the fundamentals. Besides the fundamentals, you basically have to be aware that it could potentially go down, like I stated, and rely for the fundamentals for the long term. That's basically it for the video. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. Like always, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. And if you do like this video and do find it helpful, consider dropping a like. It does help out the channel, so thank you so much for that. And if you like videos like this or other financial videos or other stock videos that I'll be posting in the future, consider subscribing so be notified when I do upload those videos. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.